Here's a little bit of speculation. What do you think the wedge issue on the municipal election will be?
If it was me, or what will it be?
What do you think is most important that candidates will kind of draw their line in the sand and say, vote for me because of this?
Well, again, yeah, if it were
It's hard
me,
to boil it down to one issue, but if it were.
If it were me,
Mm-hmm.
I would tackle potholes and roads myself for sure. That would be my main one. There's no doubt about it. So, yeah.
So all this talk about money, new roundabout, stormwater, that's not as interesting to you. That's a down ballot issue.
I don't know. I think that fits into what I would be talking about because it's like a subcategory, right? Because new roads means storm water runoff because your new roads will then you'll be able to take care of that at the same time. And if you want to be up to code or whatever, you have to build it properly. So, and that's the whole thing I would run on, building our roads properly because they haven't been built properly for years and years and years. And that's why you see a new road go up and then 3 years later it's inundated with potholes everywhere because only when you build a road improperly that happens, regardless of how many heavy trucks or vehicles are on it or the temperatures or anything. You should have a road last more than 3 years. That's just
it's a bad investment, really, if you think about it. Build it like in that manner. Yeah. Whatever the manner is. Yeah. I'm not an engineer. No. Civil engineer. No. But I can compare what we have to infrastructure in other places. I see a discrepancy.
Definitely. No, what would be your main thing that you would run on if run on? Get it? We're using all these
run on. Yeah, runoff. What would be your stormwater? Well, that's kind of why I asked because I wasn't too sure. I'm still kind of mulling it over.
When you run for mayor, is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not running for mayor. I guarantee I'm not running.
Okay,
but
you've heard it here first.
Not interested.
He's putting his name forward for not running for mayor today. This is
but I guess I need to hear what's available because in elections it's kind of a marketplace of proposed ideas.
For sure.
I don't know what I want. Not too sure.
You don't know.
You've made a pretty good point about the roads. Yeah. I mean, anything in mutual like that is a pretty good bet. That's important.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of us that would relate to that. Another thing I would propose is getting rid of mosquitoes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
How do you do?
No more mosquitoes.
How would you propose that? You just say?
I'd say I'm going to...
A moratorium.
There's going to be no more... If you elect me as mayor...
No more.
We are going to make a war against mosquitoes.
Yeah. Now that I think of it, you kind of spurred my thinking when you said, when you're mayor, I will not get this, but if somebody runs on the platform of streamlining home building and renovating, like permitting process, they have my vote.
Okay, well, there you go.
I think housing is the number one. So
housing and new building, which would really, spur the economy.
Creative solutions, the same old solutions to me are not. They're not getting where we want to go.
No, and we've heard the road thing before, right? And that would be one of the things that would be hard to run on because people would just say, "I've heard this before," kind of thing. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to think more about it.
And to help the homeless situation, obviously, and I wouldn't do that.
I think that's part of the same. It's under the same family.
New roads and homeless?
The housing.
Oh, sorry. Yes. So you're saying about the housing, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yes, you'd want to create affordable housing so that way everyone potentially, would have a place to live and there might not be.
And make it obvious what the changes are and what the results will be. I think, I've worked with in my real estate capacity, I've worked with clients who see opportunity to create value buying a single family house with unfinished space and then finishing that space, putting in another dwelling unit. I think there's a lot of potential for that. When you have a housing shortage, you really need to think creatively like that, because we've talked about it before. It's hard to build new housing at the speed that we need, and the materials and the labor are pretty expensive right now. That's one of the reasons we don't have tons of development, but it's a lot cheaper to repurpose existing buildings.
So housing, I think is a good issue to tackle if you're running for council or mayor. Definitely. There's the whole idea of tiny homes too, which is that's
a creative solution.
Solution, right? So
exactly.
If the city says, we're going to,
like right now, it's not allowed.
No,
that's
exactly.
the point.
But that would be
a very, I think a smart.
Yeah,
a smart thing
to make it part of your platform is that we will make the city tiny home friendly kind of thing for a solution to a huge problem for housing here.
Sure.
For many people who can't afford housing, and then they have to live in a tent in Memorial Park kind of thing. So definitely, and looking towards best practices and not hiring consultants for exorbitant fees, using a little bit of common sense too. You just can easily look at what's been working in other cities of similar populations and demographics, and if it works there, just kind of do little pilot projects is probably better than hiring consultants and then nothing getting done.
I think that would be my campaign slogan.
What?
Common sense.
Ooh.
CENT.
Oh, common. Sense. Yeah. Common sense.
Yeah.
Dollars and cents.